Why you have the same head?
What?
Look up the side. Look at this. No, no, baby.
Oh, don't pull on that, Charlie.
No.
How's it going, everyone? We're all here, but we don't know how long this is going to last with Charlie here. As long as we can keep him entertained, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
good evening.
so how's it going, everyone? Oh. He's playing with my toothpick thing here, and one of the toothpicks came to play out. There you go, Charlie. Here you go, buddy.
Why does it look? Look at this one. Look at this. Come, baby. Baby. Shh, Charlie. Look at this one.
Who's that guy?
Oh my God. Why the same side? Or the head? If Charlie's looking camera, it's the same side of the head.
The same side.
The same here. Color.
You're funny.
Loco.
You got a shiny head too, Charlie. We both need to put a hat on.
No, that's fine.
So anyway, we haven't done a live stream in a couple of weeks, so we thought we would say howdy to everyone and discuss whatever's on everyone's mind.
Yeah.
Right, Charlie?
Here you. And blacks.
Yeah, this might work. He might be okay right here. What do we got here? Jeanette Honeycutt, good morning, good evening.
Yeah, good
Yeah, it's evening here. It's 10:55. Who knows when Charlie is going to zonk out and want to go to sleep tonight.
Last night we slept 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, 2 a.m.?
Yeah, 2 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, my God.
2 a.m. in the morning.
Did he have a really long nap yesterday?
No, not really.
What are those dogs fighting about?
Better sit. No, baby.
Let's see, Peter Pete. Hey, Pops. Mikey Doo. What is it? Mommy's not letting you play with anything, Charlie?
I want to eat this one.
Oh, okay.
Mikey Doo. Hello, Charlie boy. With lots of kisses.
Say hello, Charlie. Say hello.
Hi, Doo. Hi.
Hi.
Look at this one.
He started to do the bye-bye thing. He'll wave bye-bye now.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Robert Seto, well, hello, Smith family. Oh my God.
Charlie.
No, baby.
All right, Mommy's turn.
Daddy, you just rolled him.
Yeah.
Pulling my hair.
There you go.
Hello, Sir Robert.
Now everyone can look at your feet.
Richard Lewis, how goes the shrimp pond?
Heading out to the shrimp pond tomorrow. Tata and I need to. Tomorrow's high tide. There's 3 days of high tides, and so I need to get that pond filled up for a possible larvae infusion Friday, Saturday-ish. Yeah, he's wanting to play peekaboo. It's Charlie's favorite little game with his drape here is to play peekaboo with Daddy. Tata and I want to, it's funny.
What's wrong?
This
This one. Don't sit, Daddy,
I was talking to Tata about it tonight, and just in passing, that it was funny that of all the trials and tribulations we've had with the gate on that shrimp pond, I just told Tata tonight, and all the suggestions that were given, and many of them very good, but it was sorry, dude. It was staring us in the face all the time. Because when we put that last gate in that we had made, it leaked at the bottom because it flares out at the bottom. It's kind of shaped like a triangle. the gate was square, but the where it sets in the chute was not square. And so I suggested to Tata, you know what, let's just lift this gate up and we'll put two, we had two large 1x12 boards here. And I said, look, let's just put the gasket around these boards, top and bottom, the sides, and we'll put that in the bottom underneath the gate. And it'll seal it that way, and then we can just put the gate on top of it. Tata was kind of indifferent, kind of on the fence. It's like, well, okay. And so we did it. We went out there one night and we put those boards in and we locked them in place. We put the gate on top and it didn't leak at all. And went back the next day at low tide. Wasn't leaking. And so Tatai, take it, love. Tatai said, you know what, why don't we just put the boards all the way up to the top? And of all the things that was suggested and all the things that we tried to come up with to solve that, it was me partially coming up with the idea, and then the epiphany hit Tatai, well, let's just do it all that way. And I think that was staring us in the face all the time, not only me and Tatai, but everyone else as well. And no one, it took us all this time to get that figured out. So that's the way we're going to do it now. We're going to go back. We're going to wait for a good high tide after the pond is full. I'm going to lift that gate out, put in a couple 3 boards, squish them together, lock them in place, replace the gate, and go back again later at low tide and see if anything needs adjusting. And we're eventually going to work our way all the way up to the top. And that way we can remove a couple boards at a high tide and let water in. And only time they'll all have to be taken out is at a harvest. And I think it'll just work great. And it was staring us in the face all that time, and we just never, we were never able to connect the dots. What are you doing, buddy? You just want something to play with, you know? Here, how about that? No. Too noisy?
That's fine.
That's fine, huh? Well, they're here. She's occupying Charlie, let's say. So I think we've got that completely solved, that whole water gate situation. The shrimp are going to be going in soon, and things are progressing well. Let's see. That was Richard and Mickey Doo. How you doing? Mickey Mason, good evening. Smith family, hello to you as well. Mickey, Gerald Snyder. Wow, first time I've ever got a notification for your live chat. Woo! Hi, Brian and Marcel and little Charlie. Did you check the Azolla roots to see if the fry are eating them? I didn't. I will check that tomorrow. When I harvest, I'm going to go out because they've been the Azolla roots have been hanging down like yay far, and if they're being nibbled off, then that's the reason that it's starting to turn brown. Now, from my prior experience with Azolla, and all the research that I did, when they started to turn a little bit of a rust color like that, the consensus is from the research that I did was that it was high nitrogen, and it could be, Azolla it puts nitrogen into the water. It's a nitrogen fixer. So whatever the balance was when I first put the Azolla in there, it is now, whatever it is now, is higher in nitrogen than when it first started. So that could be it. But I will check the roots. And, if the roots aren't damaged, I got no way to check the nitrogen level in that water. I am putting some water in it tonight, all night. Our little 1/3, 1/2 horsepower pump, whatever it is, all night it's going to be pumping into it. So there will be some water exchange going into it, not exchange, it's just changing it out of the main pond. But there'll be more water of a different chemistry being put into that pond overnight. It usually takes a few days for it to anything to become noticeable. So we'll find out in a couple days if it's maybe the water. I'll check the roots on the Azolla tomorrow and see if it's the Azolla, if it's the roots. Charlie's got dirty feet. Jeanette Honeycutt, have a good night going back to work. Well, thanks for the drive-by, Jeanette. Hope to catch you when you've got more time.
Yeah.
Scroll down a little bit here. What is so funny? What's going on over there?
That is really
He's killing you? Gerald Snyder, 10:57 a.m. here in North Carolina. It's the most pleasant day we've had this summer.
Put him inside.
Okay, love.
Our room. I can't.
You can't?
I can't anymore.
It's hard for us all to do a live stream.
Bye,
Because he is.
Bye. Look.
Yeah, he waved a little bit.
Oh, bye, everyone. Come on.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Daddy.
He doesn't like to do it on command. Bye-bye, little buddy. He says, I'm not a monkey. I'm not going to do it just because you say to do it.
You want to go inside his room, Daddy?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just hard doing a live stream at all. It's because Charlie's just got ants in his pants. He wants everything on my little desk here, 99% of which he can't have, because he'll poke himself in the eye with it or he'll destroy it. And he gets bored. The little drape trick only lasted for a couple of minutes. Let's see. Gerald, it's about 75 Fahrenheit. Wow. I can't even, well, I was going to say I can't even remember the last time I've experienced 75 degrees Fahrenheit. But I can. When we went to the strawberry farm near Hogna, way up in the hills, it was, I don't know, maybe 75 degrees, and it was a wonderfully shocking experience. Country girl, the baby looked like mom 80%, Super Malox, and Dugo and Pinoy and Poppy 45%. 80% and 45%. So Charlie's 125% of something. Richard Laus, number the boards this time. Oh, most definitely. I got a little tiny thing of white paint today, so they're definitely going to be numbered. Chicks Mix, hello to you as well. Ronnie Lehman, hello. Thanks for joining us. I like doing live streams, and I wish we could do them more often. We just, one reason or another, I've got the internet's been slow. I'm still uploading. We're tired because this is really the only time that we can do live streams is really, really late evening into the early morning hours. Really the only time we have enough internet speed to make it happen. What's his name doing? Did he lay down already? Oh, he's watching his tablet? Oh, okay. He's playing. Boyd 0006 live stream coming through thick and fast. That's funny.
Live stream, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
GD Mead did a video on how much information he was getting, and it was just crazy around there, and it was coming in thick and fast, and that's pretty funny. And along those lines, I'd like to give a shout out to a YouTube channel called Kong King in the Philippines. If you guys would like a little bit different perspective on what's going on between GD Mead and myself. Even though I think the gentleman's name who runs that channel, I think his name is Gary, but I'm not sure. I've never left a comment on his channel, and we've never sent emails back and forth. And I don't think I've ever asked him his name, but I think from reading a comment on his channel, his name is Gary. So anyway, and Gary, you know,
Gary or Andy?
I can't remember. He, you know, it's not like a love fest. He does have a few issues with things I've done or not done, but it's a much more balanced perspective on what's going on with things than some of the other nut job channels. Where are we at here? Chicks Mix. Just want to drop by and say hello to everyone. Well, hello.
Well.
Gina Bassa, hello. Nice to catch you live. Well, thank you for joining us, Gina.
Yes.
Wolfen4966. I think it's a I think he's trying to say howdy. Edward here. Hello all. Curious what's the average cost of a hectare there? You know, that's a really hard question to answer. That's like if I asked you what's the price of a used car. There's all kinds of used cars. There's subcompacts, compacts, mid-size, luxury, ultra luxury, and they can vary in price from $500 US to $1 million for a used car. And it's pretty much the same with land here. There's a lot of variables that go into the price, what it's been used for, has it been used, is it flat, is it the side of a mountain, is there water, is there a decent road, is there even a barangay road, is there electricity available, is there a well, are there any improvements, is it suitable for agriculture, is it for a homestead only? There's a lot of different parameters that you have to throw in the mix. So there is no average cost to a hectare here. There's kind of an average cost to specific kinds of property. So if you can narrow down your question there a little bit, I'd be happy to tell you around the whole here anyway, and that's the extent of my knowledge on the price of property, firsthand knowledge. Boyd 006, Brian, have you thought of planting citrus in your rice fields? Your lemons do well on your property.
We have few already.
I had thought about it, and I'd actually talked to Tatai about it, and he says they won't do well because, and I should have known. I just wasn't thinking.
And the rice field,
yeah, he says they don't drain. The rice fields don't drain enough. It would be too wet, and I don't know why I hadn't thought of that. I don't even know why I asked him something that I already knew the answer to if I had only turned my brain on before I engaged my mouth. It's way too wet in the rice fields because they're flat and low. They're the lowest part of this property. Citrus like somewhat sandy loam really is what citrus like. And we have sandy clay and not that much sand. It's basically clay. And citrus do not do well in poorly drained clay soil. Lawrence Beeler, I think Charlie has more hair. Yeah, you're funny there, Lawrence. And that's not funny. What are you laughing at, huh?
It's funny.
It's not funny.
It's funny.
Where's my coat?
It's funny, sir.
It's not funny.
It is.
Robert Pittman, hello to you as well, sir. Robert Pittman, hope you do well on the tilapia harvest. I do too, because the money generated from that tilapia harvest is going to be used to improve the rest of the ponds going on down. And if there's enough to finish up.
Eyes, getting my eyes.
What?
Reading bulb makes my eyes.
Where's your glasses? You know, you really need to wear your glasses. It happens when you're almost 40 that you know, if you're going to read things, you should wear your reading glasses. I hope we get at least a ton. There should be a ton in there. And if we get a ton of fish out of there, we'll have the money to not only do the improvements that I want to do, but save some back for feed for the next crop. And that's what we'd really like to do. What do you hit me with your hair for?
Nothing, because you said I'm old, right?
I didn't say you were old. I did not say you were old. I said you were almost 40.
It's the same oil. It's the
I did
same.
not say you were old.
Can you please
Wait till you're almost 60. That's getting a little bit old.
read it now?
You're only 40. And not even 40 yet. I'm just saying. Oh. I'm just saying, love.
You still want to live, right?
Well, yeah, I'd like to see 60, yeah.
Come on.
So anyway, I'm hoping there's at least a ton in there. They're not eating like I think they should be for any more biomass than that. And the way they're eating, I don't know. I don't know if there even is a ton in there, but we'll see. And we're going to be harvested in about 10 days. Just because I'd like to get some. Look, these were when we bought those fry. They were from what was it? Hubei, and the stock here on Bohol is not like you would call premium, and it's a bit inbred, so it's not the best tilapia that you could get. Now, Jerry and Witwit have some. I'd like to get some males from them of their red crossed tilapia. They have some tilapia that they have raised that is crossed with
Piranha.
piranha, no. Just your normal run of the mill tilapia. He has some red tilapia. He's got some blue Nile. He has some that look green. Jerry is of the firm belief that the reds, while they don't really get much longer and they don't get much higher, they get fatter. Their bodies are thicker. Mm-hmm. And I would like to get some of those because overall they weigh more at a younger age. Well, they weigh more at the same age as his other tilapia. Mm-hmm. And his other tilapia he got from the same place that we did originally. So I'd like to get some fresh blood in the mix, let's say, because the tilapia. When did we first put our tilapia in there in that pond? 2.5 years ago.
2019 March.
March 2019.
Yeah.
So almost 2.5 years, and it's the same stock. We haven't introduced.
2021.
We haven't introduced any new bloodline into it. And so they could be getting a little bit inbred, whatever. I think I've got some stunted fish in that main pond. I would just like to wipe the slate clean.
Yeah, I can eat all the small ones.
No, the small ones are going into the pond. And put them into the new mini pond. And so any of them that are stunted, and I'll just harvest them at a certain date. Like 4 months down the road, whatever goes into that mini pond is going to be harvested regardless of size. And so that way we know that we've gotten all of the stunted ones out. hopefully by that time we'll have lots of new fry to put in, fry and fingerlings, and we can pretty much start afresh. Now I will say, you know, I didn't when I didn't do a video when we went to the whole what was the exact name of that where we went with Luz and Jerome? The whole Fish Pond Owners Association, I think it is. When we went to that board of directors meeting, I mean, we got tons of good information. And part of that, part of the information that we got was that unsexed tilapia fry are, and that's this size here, that's little guys, are 40 centavos each. Sexed tilapia fry, the ones that have been treated with hormone, and there is someone selling them. It's the main hatchery in Lawai. They're getting 1 peso each for their sexed tilapia fry, and they're 22 days old or so. And they've got a waiting list. Saromi told me that they've got a waiting list of 8 months to get your order for tilapia fry. So
there's no more.
There's-
You need to book.
Yeah, you got to book.
You need to book.
They call it booking here, yeah. So that's why even though I would love to spend the money that we're going to spend on the tilapia thing on this house, on the ceiling in particular, I just want to get going on the tilapia. Not only in raising our own tilapia and grow out for sale, but in selling the tilapia fry, especially the sexed ones. Because a female can spit out a couple hundred like every 6 weeks or so, I think, every 2 months maybe, and that's a lot. That's a lot of fry when you multiply that by 15 or 20 or 30 or whatever. And since the demand is so high for them, I don't think, well, I can just almost guarantee we'll have no problem whatsoever selling. I've had 2 different people just out of the blue come by here who heard that I had tilapia in a pond, and I heard that I had a breeding tank. Just out of the blue, they came here and asked me if I had any fry for sale. And I told them I was sorry that I didn't, and I sent them to Wit-Wit instead. So I'm looking forward to our tilapia journey here. I think we can do really well in both lanes, the tilapia fry and the grow outside of it, and particularly in the grow outside of it, if we can get a little bit better strain than what we have. Gerald Schneider, well, at least he's inquisitive. Oh, inquisitive is putting it lightly. Richard Laus, Marcel is doing good job on the seating table. She is. I think it's almost done. I helped her put the net up yesterday, day before, part of the net anyway. And yeah, I can't wait. I didn't do a video on it, but I was more than a little bit miffed yesterday because I went out to check on everything, and the grapes are doing fine, the mulberries are doing fine, except that one fig plant that I've got. I don't know what kind of a bug it was, but it was like this long, and it looked like a really badass beetle. Let's put it that way. It kind of had an angular profile to it. It was really dark gray with white spots on it. And he had done a number on that fig tree. He had chewed it to where all the leaves had fallen off of it. Now, he didn't get into the buds or anything, so I think it'll recover. But I was a little bit pissed because he had chewed all the fresh leaves off of it, all of it. So I'd like for Marcel to get her seedling table done so that she can share it with me.
Yeah, it's almost done. Only the door.
Only the door.
Tomorrow, I'm not busy.
Tomorrow, if you're not busy.
Yeah, because today I'm busy, right?
Yeah. We're both busy today. It's been a long day. William Knowles, hello, Brian and Marcel and your family. It's a nice day here in central Georgia. And lately we have been getting some good slow rain.
I need to get my glasses. Maybe I can see.
And yes, Marcel's got to go get her glasses.
My eyes is like getting me.
Okay. And that's very good for the vegetables garden, and that's good. Yeah. That nice slow rain, especially here. And we don't often get a slow, steady rain here.
Maybe I can
When we
see
get
also.
these torrential downpours that last for 20 or 30 minutes, very little of it sinks into the ground because, again, we have clay soil, and it just runs off of it like a parking lot.
Makes me old.
If it helps you see and it's not, and it makes your eyes not hurt, put your glasses on, woman. Very hard-headed.
I don't like that.
Bing Smith, good morning to the Smith family, especially to Charlie. Well, thank you for joining us, Bing. Wolfen 4966. Keyboard broke. LOL. Sorry about that. No apology necessary. Ronnie Lehman. I wish that only good things could happen to you. Well, thank you, Ronnie. That is much appreciated. And I concur. I wish that only good things happen to us as well, but life can and often does throw you curveballs.
Okay. Let's see. Maybe it's worse.
How's that? Can you read now?
Wow, it's very good.
Wow, it's very good. And you're very sexy. What? I can't win with you.
Oh, it's
Oh.
very big word now.
Ah.
Why is that?
Richard Baven. Hi, I come from Tacloban, however you say it. Tacloban. And it's my first time on here. I have been watching your channel since you bought the farm. Well, wow. Well, thank you, Richard. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Ken Unger, hello, Wolfie. Frank Batagla. I hope I'm saying that right. I hate it when I butcher people's names.
Yeah.
I never have to worry about people messing up my last name because it's Smith. There's really no way that you can mess up Smith.
Smith, oi, Smith.
Except Maricel, she can mess it up.
Smith.
Smith.
How you say your name?
Nothing, love.
Smith.
Wolfen, I can, bro. Ken Unger, hey, fake Frankie. Obviously some history between these two guys.
Orphan.
69 kV, the fish need money. Well, the fish need money. Well, the fish need feed. Don, hi, I just joined in live. Can you give your email? I had written down once, but can't find the paper. Wanted to send my mom's recipe for banana bread. Ah.
Wow.
I make it using a muffin tin. Well, sure, I can throw it up here real quick, but my email address is on our homepage.
You're not typing. Oh, look, oh.
Oh, look, oh.
Nancy, I can see now.
Sorry, ma'am.
Share that to me also.
You answer one while I'm typing.
Then, what is that? Anger? This isn't Frankfurt tilapia, is it? Frankfurt.
Franken.
Tilapia.
Franken tilapia, like Frankenstein.
Wolfen, tilapia too bony to eat. No, not like bangus, not like milkfish.
No, tilapia really aren't bony at all, and although I don't think I've ever had a tilapia fillet here. because even though we have very large tilapia here, I can't seem to find anyone who will fillet them for me. But it's really just one big bone. The rib cage comes out really easy in tilapia. Where we at here? Clark Henderson. Can Marcel still climb up and down the water well rebar runs? Yeah.
Yeah, if you want. Jadi, if you want. Go Bobo sister.
Gogo Bobo sister?
Yeah. You know what Bobo means?
I have no idea. What does it mean?
Poor brain, poor minded.
Poor minded?
Yeah.
So what does Gogo Bobo mean?
Go mean go. Go.
Okay.
Worth it.
LOL. Ken, Mark Cooper. Hey, Mark, how are you? Hello, Brian, Marcel, and Charlie. Good evening. Good evening to you as
Hello,
well,
Sir
Mark.
Mark. How are you?
You do one. I'm going to have a sip of my. Oh, this isn't looking good here.
It's not good anymore because the ice is melting.
It's good, yeah,
It's
but
not anymore.
it's the quantity that is not good.
Yeah, let me see.
See?
Let me see first. Let me see.
Get away from me.
No, I will see.
No,
I will
that's
just
okay.
look first. Very bad.
Oh, that's.
And you think I will get more? No
I love
way.
you.
No.
Oh, I love
I
you.
will read here. I will read. Come on. Where I am now? Frankie Bataglo.
Come on. Look at that. Doesn't that look pitiful?
Yeah, it is.
I'll share with you if you go get me some. Frankie Batagla. Hello, Gogo Bobo's sister. Ken Unger, Wolfie, I eat tilapia. It's pretty good. You know, tilapia is one of the few fish that I actually enjoy. I like tilapia. Ken Unger, hey sis, how goes it? Wolfen, oh crap, Bobo is here. Where's my son?
Yuck fish. The smell of the fish is yuck. That is what she said.
Yuck fish. Hillbilly in the Philippines, MC. There is a lake close to where I stay in the Philippines called Buhay Lake, and the tilapia in it is of a darker color, and they sell out first in the market. Don't know the exact tilapia breed.
I think that's a native. I don't know. Because if it's in the lake, color dark.
I don't know. Jessica Cortez. Hi there, Paul. Shout out, Paul. Stay safe and always healthy. I love you all. Well, thank you, Jessica. Frankie Batagla, why do YouTubers talk about money? Why not? Everyone else talks about money. Wolfen 4966 Soldier Beetle. Well, if that's what it was, I'm not a big fan of soldier beetles. Sean Mans, hey Brian, if I were to create one small tilapia pond, like 1/4 acre, maybe smaller, what do you think would be the cost? Also, are water pumps and creating a pipe system to be drained needed? A 1/4 acre is about 1,000 square meters, 1,000 square yards. And that is larger than our main pond. Our main pond is maybe 1/5 of an acre. I think it's a little bit over 800 square meters, 850 square yards, let's say. The cost, well, I don't know. It depends on where you're at. If you're here, a dozer could do it in a day, and that would probably cost you 25 to 30,000 pesos. To have it hand dug, who knows how long it would take? It'd take a long time. And would it be any cheaper? I doubt it. So 25, 30,000 pesos. I do know that Mitch had his 3 ponds dug, and the first 2 are pretty deep. He had all 3 of those dug, and they're all
Very big.
larger than ours.
Yeah.
And he had all of those dug for 50,000 pesos. So there's a lot of variables. And if you're in the U.S. or Europe or someplace like that, God knows how much it'll cost you. I mean, it's been a couple years. Like I say, it's been 2.5 years since we had our tilapia pond dug. At that time, it was 3,000 pesos even.
Yeah.
It was
Or per hour.
Yeah, it was 3,000 pesos per hour for a D4H dozer, which is it's a pretty fair little dozer. And that was all inclusive. That included the driver, the fuel, all of it. So about 60 US dollars an hour. You can multiply that by 4 or 5 in the United States to get a dozer to do that for you. So again, it really matters. Oh, you brought me a banana, huh? You're so sweet.
I want to you to
So considerate.
I want you to eat the. Come on.
No.
I will give you.
It's long enough.
No.
Yeah.
Come on.
Also, are water pumps and creating a pipe system to be drained needed? Wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, I'd never intended to drain our pond, so we're going to have to siphon and then pump out the water. If we had a nice 4-inch pipe buried in it with a ball valve, it'd be easy peasy. So I would say it would be a good idea to put in a drain pipe. That is, if your pond is on a side of a hill or somewhere that the water will have some place to go to. It just so happens that while our tilapia pond is not on a high part of our property, it's higher than the rice fields, and so it's going to be easy to get the water out of it because it's just going to go now into the next pond, which was a rice field. So if you can drain it out, if you don't have to dig, I guess what I'm trying to say is, in a long roundabout way, is that if you can drain it, if you don't have to dig down below the surrounding area to make your pond, then draining it's going to be pretty easy. But if you do have to dig down a couple 3 feet lower than the surrounding soil, it's going to make draining it pretty tough. So that's something to think about. The walk is there. Wolfen 4966, also known as a Playu beetle. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Scroll down, love. Tom Harris, hi guys, greetings from Australia. We are not all crazy here. Well, that's good to know. I mean, there's a bunch of you from there that are crazy. I can say that, but I'm just glad to know you're not all nuts. And I say that joking because I got a pretty good friend named Tracy from Australia, and he's a great guy. Oh, let's see. Oh, we've got a dummy to get rid of. I guess Frankie Bataglia is an idiot.
Batanggala.
Yeah, whatever his name is, he's gone now.
You know Batanggala?
And no one even got to see your dumbness, Frankie.
Heidi.
Heidi, well, it was, hi, Brian and Marcel, good evening. Nice to see you. Shout naman.
Pa-shout out naman. Yeah. Pa-shout out naman. It is she's asking to shout out. Yes.
What do we? What do
we? Heidi Ninal. Ninal, yeah.
Meg Deloy official. Hello, Brian and Marcel. Where is Boss Charlie? Anyway, watching from Qatar. Well, Charlie joined us in the beginning, but look, Charlie is not. He's not too keen on live streams because he just gets bored. It's just my desk here. There's nothing for him to play with, and he's heavy, so it gets old holding him pretty quick, and then he starts squirming around, and he just he's not a fan of live streams, and I have become a fan of not including him in live streams. When he was a little tiny baby, you just hold him and he lays there, and there's no problem. But now he's into everything, and so you got to like de-Charlie this whole desk, and then there's nothing for him to play with, so he's going to be okay for about 30 seconds, and then he wants something different. Yeah, he'll be mad. Wolfen, yes, it's Banos Tot is bony my bad. Yeah,
Bangos.
That. Don, thanks for email. Robert Bronson, cover crops will help with runoffs, store moisture in the soil, and also help during dry season. Multi-species is best. Bare soil is the devil. I agree with you 100%, Robert.
But we don't have cover.
Well, we've got the camotes. That's what he means. Something low down to the ground that basically holds everything that he says. It holds moisture and it keeps it all from washing away.
Yeah,
but the biggest but here in that is that it's a habitat for snakes and rats.
No.
But snakes mostly, and dang it, the most common snake around here are cobras.
Anaconda. Oh no, what is that? What is that? The big one? The very big.
Yeah, anacondas.
It's not anaconda. Banacon.
Python.
Banacon. Very big one.
Yeah, banacon is a cobra.
It is like how long is it today? The very long one. How many meters?
They just caught one in Dubai, the one that killed that old man, and I think he was an easy 3 meters. It was about 10 feet long.
83 meters?
3.
Oh.
But cobras. Gabriel told me. Now who knows? But he told me there in the interior of the island they've got some date plantations, and he worked there for a month or two, and they wouldn't even. There were certain areas on that date plantation where they wouldn't even get out of the truck because it was so infested with cobras. And he said that they were 4 meters plus
long.
Yeah, and he said, and he held up his arm, and he said they were as big as his arm. He had seen them, and they wouldn't get out of the truck because they would chase you. They were aggressive. They actually saw people as prey, and so they wouldn't even, and they were fast. So if you tripped and fell down, they'd be on you and wrap you up and kill you. So there were areas on that plantation where they didn't even get out of the truck. Now, whether or not Gabriel was having some fun with the foreigner or not, I don't know. But I've seen very large cobras here, and I do know that when they get large, when they get like over 3 meters or so, it's like they fear nothing, and they will go after people. I've sourced that in other research. Gogo Gogo Bobo's sister means brain dead. Okay. White Wolf, good morning all. Had a very late night and a busy day today.
Yeah, good morning.
Sounds familiar.
Good evening all. Good evening.
Well, thank you for joining us. Yeah. Don also saw an app, Picture This. Take a pic of any plant and will identify, and also will identify any sickness on leaves, fruit, etc. It could be helpful. You know what? Now I'm going to. Who knows if I'll be able to do that? But I will take your advice, Don.
What is that?
It's an app. It's an app called Picture This.
I will write down.
You'll write down?
Yeah, so I can remember.
And what I'd like to do is I'd like to go over and take a picture of the avocado trees.
Picture this and then?
It's an app. So you take a picture of any kind of
and then it will tell?
Of a plant, and it'll tell you what it is.
I will try that tomorrow.
And it will tell you if it's sick, it'll tell you what's wrong with it.
What is the spelling of
What is the spelling of Picture This? It's right there.
Oh, yeah, I am right?
Yes.
Picture this.
Yeah, picture this. Like this, like that.
Up. Okay.
Okay.
Good. I get my phone. I will use it later.
Michael, hello, Brian, and hello, sis. Hello, baby Charlie. Mike from Wisconsin.
Hello. How are
Giving
you?
prayers to your lovely family. Well, thank you, Mike. We appreciate it.
Yes.
And we appreciate your long time and continued support. White Wolf, my favorite video of yours with Maricel breaks the bed. Yeah, I still don't know exactly what that story was.
No, I'm just telling you the truth.
You were not telling me the truth.
No, I really ran fast. That's why, and they didn't tie the bed.
Uh-huh.
And when I look, my God, the bed has no legs anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's the best experience.
Cryo talk. Sounds like you ought to go into the business of raising sex tilapia fry. So far, I think you are correct. Barry Press, hi from Panorama City, California. Thanks for joining us, Barry. GD Superfan. Start Azola in second pond yet? No, because I'm not going to start up. I'm not going to fire up that second pond until I'm 110% sure that I can keep water in the first pond. And and I talked with Tatai. I talk over a lot more things with Tatai than people may realize. And for me, it wasn't a big deal that one pond leaked into the next pond and leaked into the next pond. My big concern is that when we isolate the three mini ponds that we're making from what is now the rice field, we're going to have to run a large dike across there. And that was the one I didn't want leaking for sure, because I didn't want water leaking out of that into the rice fields. And that's long, almost twice as long as the dams that are separating the fields. And I told Tata, because we had kind of planned on, fixing those dams, widening them, using the metal sheets. And I told him, I want to do the tilapia breeding tanks, and I'm not that worried about that. And Tata raised a good point in so we got the main pond and then the first mini pond, and the first mini pond is at quite a bit higher elevation than the second pond, and the third pond is a little bit higher elevation than the second pond. So what Tatai mentioned, and he's absolutely correct, is that the water level in that middle pond, for it to be correct in the first mini pond, it's going to be too high in the second mini pond. So the first dam in the first mini pond is going to have to be sealed. Now, the one between the second pond and the third, not a big deal. But as long as we get that last dike sealed, we'll be good to go. And the first dam between the first mini pond and the second pond, that's the one we're going to use the metal sheets on, and make sure that there's no seepage into the second pond. And then I'll be able to ascertain whether or not I'm even for sure going to be able to keep one mini pond full of water. I'm like 90% sure I've got enough water for it, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't know how much water it's using. It falls about a half an inch every day, sometimes an inch. But I don't know how much of that is seeping into the next field and how much is leaching down into the surface water. So until we get one of those fixed, the seeping water into the second mini pond, I really don't have a good idea about how much water is leaching into the ground. So, no, I haven't started Zola in the second pond yet. Mike, Brian insists, I am very sorry, and you're always in my prayers. I'm sorry about the ongoing saga. Would maybe means with JD. It's GD. That guy needs to get alive. Well, it is what it is, and you're right. He does need to get alive. And I had planned on making a video addressing some things about GD Meade tonight, but I just, it is taxing to watch any of his videos because they're just so. Well, you're watching a man in decline make a fool of himself, and so it's not enjoyable viewing. And that's why I'm doing a live stream tonight instead of making a GD Meade video. But we appreciate your well wishes and your moral support.
Yeah.
Richard Bavin, I even saw your house being built and even saw your mower being opened by your neighbor. Well, actually, that's funny. I guess you could call Terrence and Beth our neighbors. They live several kilometers away, but I had sent those boxes. That was one of the first boxes that I'd sent.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure of the address here.
Mm.
And so I sent it to Terrence and Beth.
All of the boxes, or you sent it to
Did
them?
I send all of it to them?
Yeah.
I thought I'd sent a few here.
No.
Oh.
You said it all there. Remember, we get it all there.
Well, that was one of the first ones to arrive. And I had sent it but to their address, but not in care of myself. And there was nothing written on the outside of the box saying, "Hey, this is my stuff. Hang on to it," or inside the box.
Yeah.
And so Terrence and Beth just opened up the box, and it's funny because Terrence, we were talking around, and we were walking around and talking, and Terrence was talking about the incredible generosity of people that send ballot buy-on boxes. And I go, I agree, they're great. And he going, man, there's someone, we just got a box a few days ago, and someone had sent a lawnmower. Really? And there were chains in it, and a winch, and all this. And I'm going, wait a minute. That's my box, Terrence. And he's like, oh, okay. And so, and he'd already given some of the stuff away to his family.
The flashlight on there.
Yeah, the flashlights, well, some other stuff that he got back, but the flashlights he never could get back. But it was pretty funny.
Fake play Frank.
Wolfen, fakely Frankie to freak troll. Well, we got rid of Frankie. Wolfen, welcome to parenthood. Yeah, welcome. I've been down this road many times. Marcel, this is her first go, but kind of old hat to me. Marcel is still, everything's new and interesting, so it's pretty good for her. William Newman, hi guys. Hello to you as well.
Yes.
Raymond, here's another name I'm going to butcher. Baclini. I hope I'm saying that right, Raymond.
Baclini, yeah.
You read that because I'm tired of struggling to read beside.
Hi po, matanong lang po, yung asawa ko gustong umuwi sa Pinas. Ano ba daw ang magagandang business sa panahon ngayon? She's asking that his wife is wanted to go back here, to go home here in the Philippines, and then he's asking, what is the kind of business that it's good at this moment to go?
That's another hard question to answer.
Because we have pandemic, right? So he's asking what kind of good business.
Well, I would say service and retail are not that great right at the moment. Like a shop where you sell clothes or something like that. To me, and not just now, but always, look, it doesn't matter what happens. People always need to eat. If times get hard, they won't buy a cell phone. Maybe they won't buy a car or a washing machine. They won't buy new clothes. They won't buy shoes, but they got to eat. So for me, it's always been about doing something in food production. That's something. Right now, amazingly enough, it's a piggery would be something good to get into. But as people have seen, it can be pig prices can be a roller coaster. So it could be great today and not so great tomorrow. So while if someone had an existing piggery right now or had an outlet for it, a pretty much guaranteed outlet, piggery would be something great to get into right now. Anything, well, I guess I should first preference it by saying a good business to get into would be something you know something about. If you've never been in business before, start tiny and learn as you go because there's going to be not so tiny that you can't meet expenses, and not so tiny that it's not something you could expand on. But don't dump your life savings into something that you've never done before. So there's all kinds of businesses. I would say anything farming, fish, shrimp, anything, any kind of seafood farming, if you know anything about it. Piggery would be good. Rice, I don't know. Our experience with rice hasn't been that great. Anything with food production. And if you've got that next level money that really, if your pockets are really full, an established food franchise would be a good way to go. Not like a push cart or something like that. I mean, I'm talking, like a building, something like what's that newest place they opened with the chicken? No, in the mall.
I don't know what's.
Yeah, I'm not talking a Jollibee or a McDonald's or something like that, because those are like a million US. But no,
It's like a stall.
No, it's not. It's a restaurant, fast food. The one we went to twice and go. We're not coming back here anymore. Down on the bottom. Anyway, I can't remember. I can't
Is
remember
it like a carinderia?
No, it's a It's a fast food restaurant.
Down in the bottom.
Well, you can get into it from the bottom. You can also get into it from the top. So it's the newest, last one that they built in the mall. It's chicken.
I don't know.
And shrimp and rice and I got all kinds of stuff there. I just can't remember the name of it. 3 meters. 3 meters. Oh, I missed one. If Friends Lolo died of cobra bite like that, yeah. I forget I think it's Joan and something.
Because it's running because of this one.
What are you doing?
because the it will just move.
Oh, okay.
This one runs 7.
Oh, we missed Bill.
Yeah.
Hey Bill, how you going? Hello, folks. It's me, Bill. How's Shorty? How's Shorty feeling tonight? Um, Shorty's doing real good. He's just not a live stream fan. He was on with us in the beginning, but he's just not. Charlie's not into it. He's in there watching his tablet or Marcel's phone or something, uh, and occupying himself. Robert Bronson, we need to buy plywood for Red to make a sign for dedicating the shrimp pond as Lake Mead. Yeah, I that's fitting because the last time I visited Lake Mead was, I don't know, probably 1997 or 8 or so, and it had turned into a cesspool with about 3 feet of diapers all the way around the edge of it, from people going there and just changing their kids' diapers and throwing them in the water. So yeah, that would be a good name for Lake Mead. Um, Seventh from Dayson, you are so busy you don't have the time to change your shirt. Changed this shirt about 2 hours ago.
Yeah, because they are only watching the color of your shirts. You have a lot of, you have a lot of what color of shirt you have
Blue.
now. Blue. You have a lot of green, and
I
then
do
they are
have a lot of
saying
blue, yeah.
they're saying that you just keep wearing those same shirt,
Nah.
same color maybe, but not the same. My God, I wash like 3 times a week of his clothes because he kept every day he kept drowning in the pond.
Well, now look. I will wear a shirt all day, even if I'm working in it. But if I go out and get soaked in sweat and come in the house, the first thing out of Marcel's mouth is change your clothes, because
Yeah.
she thinks I'm going to get sick or something from wearing wet clothes that are wet from sweat. And so usually I'll succumb and change my shirt once, but I could change my shirt 3 or 4 times a day if I listen to her. But I just don't like. I don't think it's necessary. For one thing, I don't think I'm going to get sick from walking around in a shirt that's wet from sweat, and I just don't want her to have to wash clothes every day. So yeah.
Yeah. Next time I will make a video about all your shirts that they are the same color, so that they will know that
Oh
you
my
don't have
God.
one shirt. You have a lot of shirts with same colors.
Boy, just start a cobra farm and extract and sell the venom. Marcel can help.
No need, sir, because I have a venom in my own.
Oh yeah.
We're going to
We just need to bottle and sell Marcel's venom.
just watching the
And
just holding the bottle. They were going to
no antidote available.
just holding the bottle, and then they were going to collapse. See?
Robert Bronson, guys, MIO, you will move away from the rice because water will be needed for the fish. Even good rice won't be lucrative enough to run the fish operation short on water. I'm kind of agreeing with you there. Look, I was never a big fan of the rice field, because the production per hectare here is just not great. In the Philippines, it's not great, and in particular here, it's even less than the average. I don't see how anybody makes a single peso raising rice locally here. They must make something because they continue to do it harvest after harvest after harvest, but I don't think they make much. And for us, because it's such a small field anyway, uh, why you're right. Why not go for the most bang per buck? What are you doing there?
I I get it. I get it for you, and you said you will share it for
You're
me.
right. Yeah, you're right.
You
You're right.
know,
Love, have some of my Coke Zero.
I will blow the. Come on.
I have some. You'll like it.
Why you're so fun?
What? I'm just offering to share. What are you doing over there off camera?
I'm drinking.
You're drinking. Where we at here?
Michael, I'm the
Uptown.
yeah, uptown for Cosmo.
Uptown for Cosmo. Hey, shouldn't you be mowing something? Yeah, not at 12:04 a.m. in the morning. No.
Goodness. Come on,
Denver,
Fred.
Denver Allen, have you
You're very
considered
good,
picking
sir.
up the family and coming back to the States? Is Maricel interested in coming to the States?
No. No, sir. No.
I haven't considered picking up the family and going back to the States, um, especially now. Especially now. And Maricel has never had an interest. You know, we've talked before about going for a visit, and she's like, well, okay, whatever. Just to look around and see, she's really not that interested. Mike, I have never watched any of his videos, nor do I plan to in the near or distant future. Hyoscene, how
You guys struggle. I've seen how you guys work
maybe
so
means
hard.
I have seen
Yeah, maybe.
how you guys struggle. I've seen how you guys work so hard on your farm. I salute you on your success. Well, thank you, Mike. I
Yes.
appreciate it. You're an example of what happens when someone with more than 4 brain cells watches our content. All in. Hi, Charlie. Who are those people with you?
Yeah. It's like a joke, sir.
Grace Burkett. Hi, Brian, Marcel, and Charlie. I'm with you guys. Quit moving. I can't read it if you're
No, yeah, but
scrolling that fast.
wait a minute. Okay.
Okay. Grace Burkett. Hi, Brian, Marcel, and Charlie. I'm with you guys from the beginning till the end.
Thank
Question
you.
mark. As God is with you, then just who can be important enough to be against you? That's very wise words.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Well, thank you, Grace. Cryo talk. Maybe the dog pack could scare off the cobras. That is a good point, and that's one of the many reasons why we have a dog pack here. I haven't seen a cobra in about a year and a half, and in the year and a half before that, I saw 4, and one of them was in the kitchen. So yeah, the dogs play an important part in keeping the cobras away. Wolfen, I had only boys. LOL. William Newman, are you allowed to keep anti-venom at your farm in case of emergencies?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I didn't hear about it.
I have heard. Now I don't know if it's a fact or not. I have heard that there's no anti-venom on the whole. That you have to go to Cebu to get anti-venom. Now I heard that from 2 different people, so I've got to give it some credence, or else I wouldn't even pass it along. But I just find it incredibly hard to believe that even in Tagbilaran, there's no anti-venom. But it's not in any of these local hospitals around here. I can say 100% there's no anti-venom. So if the thing with cobras is that their venom is not, while they do have a strong venom, it's not nearly as strong as some venomous snakes. The thing with cobras is that if they get a good bite on you, they can inject a lot of venom. And that's where you could really run afoul. And a big cobra can really inject a lot of venom. They can inject enough to kill an elephant. So if you get a good bite from a cobra here on our farm,
You will not reach to the hospital.
you're going to die.
You're gonna die right away.
Wolfen 4966.
That's why I don't bite Brian, because if I bite
I
him,
was
he will
rest.
be.
Wolfen, you're gonna have to type a little better than that.
It's resto
Rick
business.
Vlogs. Hi,
He's
Smith
asking.
family.
He's asking about the resto business, but it's
I I can't
abbreviation. And
I
then
can't
it's
make
like
any
a tip.
sense of it.
Yeah.
Mm,
Sir Rick Vlogs.
Hello, Sir Rick.
Yes.
Mikey Dude, JD has a filthy mouth. I watched one video, and that did it for me. Instant block. Well, it's GD, not JD, but he's just, you know, poor guy. He's just low class. Um, Boyd 006, Cryo, turn your light on. I lost that one. Sir Rick Vlogs, would the rice field produce sugar cane enough to make money?
No.
Well, that was a pretty quick response from what's her
No,
name
because
here.
I know, right? I know sugarcane. There's a lot of sugarcane plantation in Mindanao, but that place, no, no, I don't know if even if.
Okay, well, the answer is no. Mikey Do, red light. Mike, Brian, have you considered maybe renting out the extra stalls and your piggery? Well, it's being used kind of sort of by John and Richard now, and we have committed to let them use it till the end of the year. So maybe then, I mean, I'd like to do the mushroom experiment, and with my memory, I have forgotten to order the button mushroom spores for about a week now. So,
What are you going to use, the leaves of the banana?
I was looking. Well, I was looking around since you never watch any of my videos.
I know. I watched about the mushroom grow there.
Yeah.
That's not for it.
I know that's not for eat, but mushroom's a mushroom. If one kind of mushroom will grow there, another kind will.
I don't like it.
Well, you like mushrooms, right?
Yeah, but I know there's the different mushroom.
Yes, and oh my God, I'm talking about buying the seeds, the spores, for the kind of mushroom that you like, and trying them in there.
And banana leaves. You use banana
We
leaves.
could use banana leaves. They advertise grow bags to grow them in. You grow them in bags.
Okay.
I don't know anything about growing mushrooms, but it'd be nice to figure it out.
Because so many, they're just using the banana leaves.
Hillbilly in the Philippines MC, are you still planning on opening up the burger restaurant Kanos? Yeah, someday. I almost pulled the trigger on it like 6 months ago, but the COVID thing, it's just, the economy here is not back to what it was before. And, opening up a new restaurant of any kind is a big risk. Half of them fail in the first year. And opening up a new untested restaurant, untested concept in this economy, either here or anywhere else, I just didn't pull the trigger on it. It's been a lifelong dream for me to have a burger restaurant. So someday, a year or two, whenever, I do plan to open it up. And in order to do it, look, I've got to have many fewer irons in the fire than what I do now. I would need to be able to focus on it, because a restaurant is an all day, every day kind of thing. So, and right now I don't have that kind of time to spend on any one thing. So maybe someday. Don did a test run with a slice of tomato. Used bag potting soil in a medium-sized container. Covered slice with soil and now have 6 sprouts. Maybe could try instead of seed packets. That sounds like a good experiment.
Dale.
Dale, stranger in a strange land. Hey, hey.
Hello, hello.
Have at least 5 brain cells, I swear.
I have at least.
Oh, I didn't see the eye over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
I don't know, Dale.
That's good.
That's pushing it, buddy.
That's good, Dale.
How are you, Dale? How's things? Mickey Mason, how's the kitty cat doing? She's over there. She was over there crying a minute ago. What?
Charlie tried to kill her.
Yeah, poor little cat. You know, Charlie runs around in his buggy. And you know, cats, some of them, they're just not. I like cats, but face it, they're not that smart. And Charlie zips around in his little push buggy thing, and the cat's just wandering around like la 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 la. And every time I see it, I'm going, oh my God, he's going to run over that cat and break one of its legs. And Charlie often comes, the cat usually stays pretty much exclusively in this bedroom. But once in a while, mommy is busy in the kitchen or doing something and needs me to watch Charlie in here. And like I say, he's heavy. I can only hold him for 5 or 10 minutes. So it's good to have him in his little push buggy in here. But if he's in here and the cat's in here, he can reach down and almost pick things up off the floor from his little push buggy thing. But the cat, he can reach. And I saw him the other day, and he had that little kitten by the tail, holding him up, and it's like, oh my God, Charlie.
The head also.
And he's held him by the head too. And she's, you know, she's a gentle little cat. She didn't scratch him, didn't bite him. I didn't, and it didn't even cry because I didn't even know he had it up in the air by the tail. But she's doing good. Her eyes still aren't. Um, maybe you guys heard her that time. Her eyes are still have a lot of discharge. Um, I just hope she gets 100% better. But she's other than the discharge on her eyes, she's doing great. She's eating. Believe it or not, she loves to eat fish food. KB Cole ×2. Wow, I made it. Yes, you did. Thanks for joining us. You are my workout plan today instead of an electronic dance. Ow! Instead of electronic dance music. How are you, Marcel, Brian, and Charlie?
We're good. We're okay.
We're doing very well.
We're fine.
I keep watching about 15 to 24 hours behind. Well, as long as you get there eventually, we appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Robert Settles. I could be in wrong, but I don't believe there is any anti-venom. Yeah, I don't think there is. I mean, I've heard it from 2 different people that there is none on this island. So,
yeah, for cobras.
Dale, my 5 brain cells was wondering about a pineapple patch on the plateau. Stay tuned because there may soon be something in the works on the plateau. And I hear you on the pineapple patch, maybe around the outside of it on the slope, the pineapple would do well. Nothing is going to grow nothing of any value is going to grow on the flat part of the plateau because it's just sand. It's just sand. Piranha Keeper. Piranha Keeper. Hello, guys.
Yes.
Hello to you as well. What's his name? Help me. He's told me, and I told him I would remember.
No, that's your fault. He did not tell me. He did not tell me his name. What's your
Mike? I think, but good God, I'm horrible with names. I am horrible with names. I'm not sure what that is. You know, Marcel's writing it down here. She's not great with names either. Just saying. Just saying. And in the beginning, on our first live stream, because we were asking people what their name is, if it was different than their handle, and so she was writing down uh, people's names and their handles so that we could both remember.
But I don't know where's your notebook here before.
Red tore it up and threw it out in the yard. Remember?
Wait.
Oh well, you guys were asking about the cat. Well, here she is, and she's doing fine, except for that discharge in her eyes.
I still like my Muni.
Yeah, still miss Muni, but this is a good cat nonetheless.
I still like Muni because Muni is a clean cat. This one she pooped.
She's a good. No, you stay up there now. Yeah. Let's see where we at here. Paul N. Yes, Marcel, it was a joke. And of course, I know who you are. Haha. I have been a long-time defender of Casa Smith and Son.
I know.
You know nothing.
I mean, I know it was a joke.
What was a joke?
The one I don't know.
I don't know either. I've lost the thread.
About the Venom, I think.
Oh, okay. KB Cole.
Hero.
Hero. Okay. Hey, Paul, and I'll vouch for you. Robert Bronson. JD is not racist. He has tattoos. Tattoo people can't be racist. Everyone knows that. Yeah. Robert is joking on GD as well. Look, that GD Meade proving himself to be a racist was the final straw that broke the camel's back and led me to pushing back against him. When he began to interact with, I think his name's Gary, the guy from Kongking in the Philippines, who happens to be black, and made references about Kunta Kinte rolling over in his grave because of something that Gary had said. Making a reference about Kunta Kinte to a black man is just not that that's particularly racist. It's just low class. But later on, a different time, he wrote trying to be funny or just stupid or whatever GD was trying to be. I don't know if anybody has ever read Uncle Tom's Cabin, but it was written to where if you read it and you read it exactly as it was typed, you could come closer to the Southern drawl, Southern slang that was used in the Southern United States 150 years ago. And to, again, address a black man in that fashion, trying to show that accent, you're a racist. And to leave a comment, again, talking about a black man and calling him a gorilla, there's absolutely, that just seals the deal there. Other than using the N-word against a black person, I would say calling them or referring to them as a gorilla is right up there as far as a racial slur. So yeah, GD Meade is a racist, and I'll shout that from the highest tree. I don't care what little tattoos he's got on his arms. There's a name for that. I forget what it is. Cultural.
Cultural shock?
No, it's like I forget the exact term. It's like cultural misappropriation or whatever, which I am not. I most of the time I could care less. It's like It's like the baseball team, the Cleveland Indians, naming themselves the Cleveland Indians. I really don't care about things like that. Um, and having tattoos on your arms, Maori tattoos or whatever they are, when you're not a member of that tribe, uh, when you're at the very best just an honorary member, uh, it's just, again, it just shows his immaturity. You know, people that wear tattoos just on the surface of it, on the face of it, are trying to project something. They're trying to make a statement, a permanent statement from their tattoos. Now, I don't have any tattoos, and I really don't have anything against people who do have tattoos. But let's face it, there's a reason that people have tattoos, and it's to make a statement, create a persona that may not align with how they really are. And having tattoos on your arms when you're a Polynesian tattoo, when you're not Polynesian, there's no other way you're affiliated. Um, it's just, again, immaturity by a man who's over 60.
What if the snake tattoo today? The snake tattoo, oh, in your
What about it?
you were going to have a tattoo, and then
I'm not going to have a
the
tattoo. I can guarantee you
the
that.
head is hiding.
That's just stupid. Bill Montgomery, September is best for mushrooms when cooler night weather arrives. You know, that's a good point, Bill. That's why I had never even really considered mushrooms here, because it's not cool here. And always, in my experience with mushrooms, uh, they're grown in the dark in a cooler environment. That's where they thrive the best. And I had always thought that it would be just too hot here. But since we have them growing in the piggery, in the old piggery stalls, it's obviously not too hot. Stranger in a Strange Land, Robert Settles. Tiger snake antivenom is apparently the best for cobra bites.
What is the tiger snake?
I don't
Where
know.
you can see that Dale in on the ocean? Maybe in the ocean. That's what is that? That make it.
I don't know what a tiger snake is.
Michael.
Mike, you're correct because even in Wisconsin, I've seen a lot of family ran great restaurants closing during this calamity. Yeah, especially restaurants in the U.S. lately. It's like Piranha Keeper. You should try rice hulls as cat litter. I add baking soda to my cat's litter. It cuts down on the smell big time. Well, luckily, this little gal right here, uh, there's not copious amounts. Let's put it that way. Decon, hi guys.
Hello.
Um,
A stranger, not strange.
go ahead.
Pineapples do well in a carp soil.
Well, yeah, Dale, but the thing is with
Crappie.
crappie,
Yeah.
you're probably right. They do, but it's like 18 months. That's the cycle for pineapple, and I don't know. It just seems like a long time to have to wait for a harvest. You're only going to get one pineapple per plant, then you got to replant it. Um, that's why I've never considered pineapples because I don't think there's enough of a fast enough turnover to even if you get a lot of money for them, which you're not around here. Uh, how much is how much is pineapple per kilo here?
50, I think 50 pesos.
50 pesos per kilo. So it's not that much more than what we could get for bananas. And the turnover on bananas is a lot quicker once it's established.
The pineapple is very expensive here.
50 pesos per kilo is expensive?
Yeah, because in Mindanao that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
That's from Mindanao.
Bananas are much easier to grow, much more prolific, and you get about half the price for bananas here as wholesale as you would pineapple, but you get 30 or 40 times the
Yeah, yeah.
biomass, or not the biomass. I guess it would be floromass.
Formas. Not a biomass formas. It is a formas.
GD Superfan, Cactus in Sand.
Yeah. We're going to make our plato a dessert of. Come on.
Joe B, Piranha Keeper. Hey, I will try that. We have cats and rice fields. There you go.
Oh, you
See, I was
got
right,
it.
huh? See?
But he did not tell me his name.
Piranha
So?
Keeper is Mike.
No.
I almost didn't remember, but I did. So thank you, Mike. We appreciate that $5 very much.
Yes, thank you, sir. But you did not tell me your name. So why should you ask me?
Maybe you weren't here when I asked it. Maybe. Joe B, greetings from Cavite. Hope all is well there. Everything is great.
Yes.
Charlie's being a good boy, occupying himself in his room. I'm hanging out here with what's her name and the cat, doing a live stream. Life is good.
Yeah.
Stranger in a Strange Land, Dale. Don't feel bad. I bribed them with smoky treats and chocolate and bugged them for 2 days to get them to remember my name. It
Yes,
was
you're
not
right.
Dale. Liar. But the the smoky treats were great though. I gotta
Yeah, but
tell you.
he come here 2 days. 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
But it's not the whole day, huh?
I'm just bad with names. I admit it. Lazy Bones. GD will probably leap off a tall building soon thinking he can fly.
That's so exciting.
GD definitely has a lot of screw loose. Yeah, I'm sure you can hear him coming from a long way off, from all the noise of the loose screws he's got banging around. Paul in, when I said hello, Charlie.
Yeah.
Who are those people with you? Yeah. I got you, Paul. Luke, good evening from Belgium. I haven't seen you in a while, Luke. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Joe B, don't forget to thumbs up, guys. Everyone listen to Joe B. He knows what he's talking about. Good guy for life. Good evening from Missouri. Getting ready to harvest wheat. It's funny. I never associated Missouri with as a big rice place. Good guy for life. I might as well, if you wouldn't mind, if you would share your first name with us. Been around a long time. Leave comments often. If you don't mind, if you just want to go by Good Guy for Life, that's fine. But would love to know your first name. I'm Brian. This here's what's her name. So
I'm.
this is Maricel. Let me angle this down, son, so you can people can actually see you. No. And not just the top of your forehead.
That's why I'm hiding.
KB, we all say dumb stuff sometimes, but the media just spews it. I can't even watch him, even on Kong King's channel. Yeah, he's just, I don't know. The video that I was going to make tonight on GD Mead is, and I'll probably do it tomorrow. But it kind of touches on some things that I've noticed about him that might explain the way that he is and the way that he's handled this whole situation. Some character flaws that even I share some of them, and they're not that uncommon. but when you pile on a large number of them, like GD Meade, it turns you into not a great person. Joe B, comment Kavaluk. What? What does that say, love?
My grandmary paid its bills.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
I think Joe B is spewing out some Belgian there.
Sorry, sir. We don't
And-
understand
And
your
we're
language.
not
Yeah,
fluent in Belgian.
yeah. I'm sorry.
Mark Cooper, GD's condition in Messiah is called. And it's obviously pretty funny. Tearing.
Tiriring. Yeah, yes, sir. You're right.
Well, okay, translate.
Tiriring. You have like
When you catch your breath.
you're remarkable.
And-
Yes. Nana siya tiriring, sir. Nana siya tiriring. Yeah, obviously.
Okay. I went too
Over,
far.
over.
Over. Well, that must really be funny.
Yeah. Ask Sir Mark, what is that mean?
So what does that mean, Sir Mark?
Where is that?
Uh,
Yeah, that Bob Copper's live YouTube vlog.
oh. Hello, Kittykins. How you doing, Bob? Again, Joe, we're not big on the Belgian. Paul N. Although there are many good Aussies, people like Meade are proof Australia was a penal colony because there are clearly pricks. He just, I don't know. It's been a lifelong progression with him. I can't imagine anyone being the kind of guy that he is as a young man,
Big boy.
because I don't think he would have lasted that long. Big boy, bad taste, yes, but the reference was toward his name, not his race. It doesn't matter.
KB.
Just some things that you don't do. And I see you chose to only respond to one of the three examples that I used. What about the other two? You can kind of, sort of, maybe almost justify one, but what about the other two? KB, oh boy, little boy is here to troll. Yeah, little boy. VS Mac, did Marcel recover from her brain cancer? Well, obviously she did.
No,
Oh,
I have 19%
you got
function.
You've only got 19% brain function?
Yeah.
Wow, that explains a lot right there. Woo!
That's true.
Wow, that explains so many things. You've only got 19% brain function.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, sir. It's
my
only 19%.
goodness. Bob Cooper's live YouTube live. I'll try to say that 3 times fast.
Bob Copper's live YouTube vlog.
See, you can't say it
Bob
once.
Copper's live YouTube vlog. Bob Copper's
Yeah.
Bob Copper's live.
What he says under that is the most important.
Yeah, thumbs up, everyone. Thank you.
Where are we at here? Michael Lindroff. Maybe he identifies as Polynesian. Feel sorry for Polynesians then. Joe B, we have a very modern hospital near us where we had our baby. I asked. They have no antivenom, but not a lot of Cobra and Cavite.
Yeah.
Well, one is, there's not a lot of rattlesnakes, venomous snakes at all in San Francisco. But Kaiser Permanente or Kaiser has antivenom. I don't know what they call that hospital anymore. It used to be called Kaiser. Paul N. Tiger snakes are found in southern regions of Australia and Tasmania.
Oh
Well,
my God! I didn't know we were going to find a tiger snakes there.
Yeah,
Who tell the tiger snake? It's Dale, right?
yeah, I think so. Jim Markham, does all you? Hey, where you going there, lady? Get back up here. Does all you charger for your phones, electric razor, electric toothbrush, etc., work on Philippines power?
No.
No. I don't have an electric razor.
You have before oil, but it
I
works.
did, yeah, but it gave up.
It works here.
Um, the the charger worked here.
Yeah.
It wasn't just one that you plug in. You charged it and then took it off the charger and used it. Um, but it's like the charger for this computer. It'll work on 110 or 220. But if it's something that you remove and use, then I would say it probably will. Look, it's 220 here, and most all of things in the United States is 110 or 120. Don, so will that become a regular event? Charlie playing in the dirt. He seemed to really enjoy it.
No. That's
No,
no, Mom.
I don't know why. It's such, Marcel is such a freak when it comes to Charlie being exposed to the slightest tiny little amount of dirt. It's his first time mother thing. He loved it, and I liked seeing him play in the dirt. And he actually needs to play in the dirt because he needs to get exposed to the microbes that are in soil so that he can build up an immunity to them. The microbes and the bacteria that are in soil won't hurt him, but he needs to be exposed to it. Jonathan Stell, good morning from Tacloban Lete.
Yes, good morning. It's AM now.
Yeah, it is AM now. Wow. Good guy for life, Steve. There you go. Write that down. Oh, you got it already. Okay. Married to a Filipino, a wonderful woman. Well, congratulations. And from what I know of Filipinos, they all are. Well, this one,
Of course, I'm not. I only have 19% brain function.
Yeah, she'd be greater if her brain function was a little higher, but 19%. Decon, cat looking comfy. Well, she was.
She's there already.
Yeah, she's hungry. Yeah. Hi, Brian. I listened to GD's response to, I believe, your last video. Either he's thinking 10 steps ahead of his mouth, right, or he has no idea how to make a logical argument. I think both of those are right on the money. He's just, I do just he doesn't believe me, but I do wish Jeff just ride off in the sunset and enjoy your last 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just let it go. Live your life.
Yeah, because we didn't know. We
Because
didn't know when we die.
With my mom in particular, she had dementia. and that is just it's just a gradual, slow downhill progression. And my mom went from an incredibly intelligent woman, bachelor's degree in early childhood development, nursing school, um, well read, to in the end not knowing her ass from a hot rock. Didn't recognize anyone, couldn't speak. Uh, it was sad to witness the progression as it just went down, as she went down. And GD Mead is on that slope, and I'm sure it's frustrating to him. But he's a stubborn guy, and he's not going to listen to anyone. So it is what it is. He's not going to give up. You know, he's making a fool out of himself, but he can't see it. He can't think logically anymore. He just can't think. But when you're on the inside looking out, you don't know that. Ask a drunk if he's drunk, and they'll say, "I'm not drunk."
Yeah, yeah. I can still stand.
Yeah, I can drive. Yeah, but
I can still
anyone else looking at them knows they're drunk. It's the same thing. You know, he just can't see it because he's too close to it. And why none of his family have stepped in to help him? Well, from what he said in one of his last videos, $1 million life insurance policy. They probably can't wait for him to kick the bucket because they've had to put up with his crazy old ass for who knows how many years he's been acting like a nut job. So yeah, they're probably not going to interfere, and that's probably the sad part. You know, if he had a good relationship with his family, he would want to spend time with them, right? I mean, it's only logical, and they would want him to spend time with them. He's not. So either they haven't asked him, because it takes a lot of time to do what Jeff is doing, and you know, there's only so many hours in a day, and if he's not spending these last few months of his life with his family, there has to be a reason, and maybe that is why he's such a bitter old man. Nobody loves him, and he doesn't love anyone else. So that could be, you know, maybe that's it. I don't know. I wish him well, but I'm not going to take it lying down anymore, and I'm going to set a lot of things straight. Robert Bronson. Interesting thing about rice in the States is that they include crawfish and get a crawfish rice 3 times harvest. Sadly, there is no crawfish in peanuts. Yeah, it is. I mean, they do have something that's kind of sort of like a crayfish is actually the term, and crawfish is acceptable. They just don't have them here, and they're a pretty invasive species. Once if they did get started here, they would thrive. Um, but yeah, with all the rice they grow here, they would be a prolific source of protein. Joe B, sorry guys, my grandmother was from Belgium, and when I see someone from there, I try to say a sentence or two to them as a little salute to my old grandmare. Okay, no worries. It's just that we weren't. It was going over our head at the speed of sound. Michael, you know, Brian, usually I talk to text as I'm doing now. Google Talk to Text will recognize Brian. They won't recognize sister's name, so that's why I call her sis when I text. Okay, Mike.
Ah, that's very good, Google.
Big boy, I just joined. Did hear the others. That doesn't make any sense to me. Monroe Smith, hello, you guys, and how are you from Greensboro, North Carolina? Well, Monroe, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
How's things in Monroe? Stranger in a Strange Land, Dale. She has 19 brain cells. Paul P. GD said Brian is Jewish because he has no budget. Yeah, again. So he's an anti-Semite as well. It's just a stranger in a strange land, Dale. Brain, my 5 cells can't spell.
She has 19 brain cells.
Well, my 2.5 brain cells can't read half the time.
Paul P.
Paul P. Racist and anti-Semitic. I can't argue with you there. I can't disagree. Gerald Snyder, hey Greensboro, hi. Here in Clinton, North Carolina, watching also. Wow. Richard Bavin, yes, I am Aussie, and I do not carry on like GD Meade. Thank God for that. Dale, how come everybody knew that tiger snakes were from Australia and I'd never heard of them? Bing Smith, GD Meade is a vile, bitter, vengeful, crazy old man. Yeah, I can't disagree with that either, Bing. Where we at? Dan P. Subuano, Tiring, having slight mental derangement. To be slightly deranged. A slightly deranged, right on the money. Monroe Smith, hello, Gerald. I know where Clinton is. Trevor D, morning, guys. Brian, you're a keen weather follower, as most farmers are. Up here in Papanga, we have a hail shower. What?
Wow, the other day.
That's the first time I've ever heard of there being hail anywhere in the Philippines. Marcel, you've never seen it, right?
Before they said in Mindanao.
But have you ever seen it?
No.
No.
But I did not.
And so, and she's almost 40. She's been around a while, right?
I can make a hell.
She can make a hell. So,
for you.
If someone her age hasn't seen hail, personally witnessed it, can't be that common.
I've seen the Dioy.
I just asked you if you'd seen it, and you said no.
But in a movie.
Oh my God.
In a movie. That's not real.
I just lost another brain cell. Mike, I have multinational, multi-race friends that I've known for over 20 years. There are just things that I would never say to them. It's just not in good taste under any condition. That's true, Mike. I mean, he just doesn't get it. Again, because he's on the inside looking out. Thousands of other people can see it, but GD Meade and his 100 or so fellow retards, they just don't get it.
Never mind about it.
Gerald Snyder, just up the road. Wish I was in the Philippines, but it's nice here in the woods also. Stranger in a Strange Land. Jim, most things now will work on 120 or 210, 220. But I found a really affordable adapter, multi-plug, that I took with me. As an unexpected benefit was the additional plugs. Many rooms have very, very few plugs. And I think I brought some of those too. They didn't last that long. They burned out. But Dale makes a very good point because electricity wasn't that common here until recently, and even now, even though homes have electricity, there's not a they weren't designed to accommodate a lot of electric gadgets, devices, appliances, so there's not a lot of outlets. Jonathan Stell just had my cat spayed 2 days ago. Well, wish her well. Lazy Bones, GD was surely a spoiled brat as a child, and he does not like the word no. GD is mad because he can't control you, and yes, he is a racist. Can't argue with any of those points. I'm going to kind of go into, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but it was my minor in college, and so I have a little bit of insight into what's wrong with him, and it's probably going to be my next video of why he is the way that he is. Jeff Mack, hello guys from Bundaberg, Bundaberg, Australia. Charlie loves the dirt. Kids will be kids. Yeah, if you can ever convince her of that. It's like it's to her, dirt is like nuclear waste. It's like, oh my god. Whereas when I was a kid, and if I wasn't dirty, I wasn't happy. Gerald Snyder, hey Jonathan, I just castrated a 600 plus pound boar last week. That was the biggest wrestling match I've ever been in for 3 hours. Wow. And and castrating a boar that size is not good for the boar, and I'm sure was not easy. Robert Troy, Boss Hog, you must admit, great nickname. Oh, I love it. Everyone thinks that they're trying to refer to me in a derogatory way. I love it. I loved that show, The Duke of Hazards, when I was a kid. I loved to watch it. And Boss Hog was a cool guy. I love it. I love the nickname Boss Hog because I am the boss around here, and did raise hogs. So yeah, I love it. Joe B, there was hail in Mindanao in 2009, maybe 2010, I forget.
Where in Mindanao?
Man, what is that, 12 years ago now? So it's not that common. Robert Bronson, hail in Pampanga, I'm doubting. Maybe Baguio. Doubtful there also. It would be a first, I think. A stranger in a strange land. Think Marcel might be worse on your brain cells than sniffing glue. Uh-oh. Charlie's
he wants his mommy.
He wants his mommy.
Yeah.
Where was I at here?
Very good smile.
Very big smile. He's been a good boy. He's been in there by himself for like an hour, just occupying himself. But and that's about what he's good for. 30 minutes, an hour. He'll hang out. He'll watch his tablet. He'll play with his toys. But that's about it. And then he won't cry. He'll it's his way of calling you. And you go in and everything's great. He's all happy. Texas Filipino. Wow. Hello, James. How are you? Hello, homie. Oh, went too far. How are you, James? How's things? Trevor D. LOL. Yeah, I've seen aliens in a movie, Marcel, but this hail was bouncing off my bald dome. Wow. Texas Filipino, what is happening in here? What's the main topic? Let me guess. LMAO. Laugh my ass off. There's been quite a bit of discussion about the nut job, but just stuff. That's the thing about my live streams. There never really is a topic. I just like hanging out with people and the interaction. Once in a while, I'll get a question that I can answer. Um, I just enjoy it. Texas Filipino, the light shining off the side of your head is blinding me. James, I like to see the light shining off the side of your head sometime. Sir Rick Vlogs, James, you're awake late. Yeah, what the heck, James? You are awake late. You know, we're this is pretty dang late for us too. I'm usually in bed by midnight, at the latest, often by 11. So we're up pretty late. But James, man, this is really late for you. So what's up, brother? Why are you up so dang late? Um, Anthony Trussler, why did you offer a truce to GD Meade, but it was filled with insults? Look, I'm fine to have a truce with GD Meade, but I don't like him. He's an asshole, and I'm not going to be nice to him. If he wants to end this, fine. But am I going to kiss his ass? No. Am I going to say nice things to him about him? No. All he has to do is just shut up and go away. That's it. That's all he has to do. But someone who's bad-mouthed and harassed me and my friends and associates and my family for going on 9 months now, and you want me to kiss his ass and be nice to him? It's not going to happen. He can kiss my ass for all I care. You think it was filled with insults? For something to be insulting, it generally has to be untrue. I don't think anything I said was untrue about the way that he is. So take it the way that you want it. I did offer a truce, which he didn't. Keep that in mind. He was just playing games when he sent the email to me, wanting a phone call. He never did lay out any kind of a truce offer. He said he had one, but he didn't outline it. All he wanted was a video call, which I can't do. And if I could do, I wouldn't do it anyway. Because again, I don't like him. He's an asshole. Why would I want to talk to him? Robert Bronson, amazing Trevor. Richard Laus, you're going to get it. You're going to get it now for saying retards. It's called idiots now. Anybody in the PC crowd who has their feelings hurt, oh, I apologize. Richard Bavin, it's Bunda Bird. Okay. GD Superfan, I bet Red could teach Charlie how to get it done in the dirt. Red enjoys playing in the dirt. Tressa de la Torre, there is American named Brother Clemens. He lives in Aguilar, and he's as crazy as GD Meade and is as Grady Meade as he's as crazy as GD Meade is, and stay away from him and the gold Yashimito. It is a scam. Okay, I've never heard of Brother Clemens. So Texas Filipino, Brian, why do you take up 3/4 of my screen and Marcel just a tiny corner? Scoot over and let her on the screen. Boss boss screen hogger. Well, I got no defense. I take up a lot of room. So Rick Vlogs, you definitely working hard enough on your mansion. Should be exhausted. And he's talking to James. James, I gotta apologize. I see a thumbnail once in a while. I really don't have a clue as to what you got going on over there. Someday, I'll save them all up and just binge watch them. Robert Troy, Jeff Mead, you give his life purpose. I guess so. And how sad is that? Jonathan Stell, once Charlie makes his first mud pie, nobody will be able to stop him again. That's true. He'll be sneaking out of the house to make mud pies. A stranger in a strange land. Dang, Charlie wasn't happy with me busting on his mama with the glue joke. As soon as you read it, he chimed in. Yeah. Joe B., Texas Filipino. I bet we know a lot of the same people. There were 25,000 Filipinos living within 1 hour drive from us in Brownsville. Wow. A lot there. Robert Troy, Jeff has a Jeff has the tech of the first world. He loves you, that's for sure. I can't quite make sense of that, but Mark Cooper, Texas Filipino. Ha, that's funny. Wasn't that funny? You guys don't laugh at James's jokes. It only encourages him. Hillbilly in the Philippines. Love the Dukes of Hazzard. My hometown is Hazard, Kentucky. Well, there you go. And the Dukes of Hazzard was it wasn't top shelf uh, entertainment, but it was a good enough show, and I liked watching it. And who didn't like to see Daisy Duke, right? GD Superfan, seriously, cactus selling for 300 to 500 pesos on Cebu for 3-inch plant. No idea how to grow them though. I bought one. It's with ex-in-laws. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. 300 to 500 pesos. I think, from my experience, cactus are notoriously slow growing. The thing with any kind of business is that, or anything that you grow to try to make money from, you have to be able to turn it fast enough so that all your profit aren't being eaten up by long drawn out expenses. And you have to sell enough of a volume to make it worth your while. Yeah, 300 to 500 pesos, but how often would you be able to grow one and sell one? And the question is how often would you be able to grow 20 and sell 20? That's the real question. And one I cannot answer because I have no idea about cactus farming. Robert Troy, you take care of you kids. Jeff says you do not. Trust me, Sparky. Anything that Jeff says is a lie. He's the only guy that I've ever seen that can talk out of both sides of his mouth and his ass at the same time. I take care of all of my kids. And you can take that to the bank. Robert Settles, be nice, James. Jonathan David Nikiforuk, help him along. That was quite funny. You know me. I'm a helpful guy. Gerald Snyder, the boar was down for a couple of days, but he's back up eating, drinking, and acting like it never happened. Me, on the other hand, I'm still feeling it. Yeah, it's just, the whole thing still. It's just castrating any animal. It gets me where I live. There's no other way to put it. Robert Troy, is there a boxing match scheduled with Andy Omar? Uh, uh, you know, if I could find Andy Omar, maybe it wouldn't be much of a boxing match. It would be like two hits. It would be me hitting Andy and Andy hitting the ground. But he's not very high on my radar uh, as twats and trolls go. Andy's just a glorified troll. Texas Filipino, can I be your manager and set up pay-per-view? We will host this boxing event on my roof deck. Sure. Dan P. Robert Troy, are you a fan, BOI, of all the internet's losers? Good question. Hillbilly in the Philippines, I'd pay to watch. Scores Hartman, I am the boss around here. You are sure. What a statement, Brian. Yeah, I am pretty sure. And you'll notice when I said that, Marcel was sitting right here. There's no ambiguity. Trevor D. All Men Dream. Gerald Snyder, well said. Don, how far apart do you and James live from each other? And James doing a bang out job on that house build. James lives 2 islands away. Would love to get over to his place, but the thing is that even though travel has kind of sort of opened up here a little bit, it 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 comes and it goes. As I understand it, in order to go visit James, I'd have to do a 10-day quarantine each way. So it's just, and the thing is that, and I know people it's happened to. You'll go somewhere for a visit or whatever, and then the rules change. And one person I know got stuck for a month. It's just international travel is a pain. Travel within the Philippines is a pain. It's just best to sit where you're at for a while longer. But James and I have both exchanged invites. So whenever things do get loosened up, we'd love to go visit each other. Scorch Hartman, your Missy is the boss. Well, once in a while I'll let her think that she is. Mike, I know another couple channels that are kind of battling it out. A Blind Owl in the Outdoors, Then Your Stupid Neighbor, would she help build house and stuff, made a channel, A Blind Fowl. Yeah, it's easy to get down the rabbit hole of feuds here. Again, it could all end tomorrow with GD Meade and myself if he would just apologize, shut up, and go away. As simple as that. Where am I at here? Mark Cooper, Behold to Panay, James Place is about 12 hours and 4 minutes via Central Nautical Highway. Yeah, so see, it's not just a drive around the block either. Jonathan Stell, my cat wouldn't stay down when we got her home from the operation more than 3 hours. She's back to normal now. Excuse me. That's the first clue that it's getting to be time for the foreigner to go Betty by. Mike, hello, Texas Filipino. I really like your blog about your house building. It really is informational or informative. Keep it up, guy. Texas Filipino. If Brian came and got stuck, I would have to feed him for a month. Shit, Melinda and Marcel would be cooking nonstop. It would be a good time. Hey, ribs, always a hit with me. Fried chicken, macaroni and cheese. I'd make you some biscuits and gravy, though, that you'd die for. You can bet on that. And once you've had a Kano burger, you're never going to eat another one. So that'd be a two-way street there, Buckaroo. Texas Pheno, Mike, thank you. Tressa de la Torre, sounds like you need a long-term soil plan because your soil is so poor. Yeah, and we've been on that long-term soil plan for like 18 months, going on 2 years now. It's not going to happen overnight. Gerald Snyder, I had to do it so I could sell him and make something. He's worthless with them and eats tremendously. Yeah. Well, he'll probably eat more now that he's been cut. Mike, tell Mel Mike from Wisconsin is a big fan of your blog, and I think you guys have some good content, and God bless you guys. You know, I pitifully I've only watched maybe a dozen of James's videos, and I'm loath to say that because James from Texas Filipino does make great content, but you know it's the whole it's my motto ABU, always be uploading. I can't turn out the kind of or the amount of content that I do unless I'm tying up the Wi-Fi about 20 hours a day. And when I say 20 hours a day, I will often set up a couple because when the internet gets a little bit better, like at this time, so I can actually open up a couple windows and upload 2 videos at a time, so that when they will continue to upload while I go to sleep, so that when I get up the next morning, I can post them at my leisure during the day. So yeah, this Wi-Fi is uploading something about 20 hours a day, unless we're doing a live stream or I don't have content to post. But it rarely happens. And so I just don't do a lot of surfing. I don't do a lot of video watching. Just the way that it is. Willard Penson, hi brother, love your channel. Well, thank you, Willard. I appreciate it. And I got like a little snap notification on my phone that you'd sent me a Facebook request. When I get the next time I get back into Facebook, I will accept it. Just hang in there. I think anyway. I think it was you, Mr. Freeze. Why the name Kano Burger? Not sure how you spell it. I'd spell it with a K, um, just because it was different. Um, and it's just a play on words. Foreigners here are often called Kanos, which is a shortening of Americano. And I'm sure that's left over from World War II, when every foreigner was an American. And so I just thought that because it would be uh, American style hamburgers and chicken, that the name Kanos would work well. Mike, yeah, I remember when Brian, we even went over to Mitch's farm, Mitch's pigs, and raised them and fed them and got them back to health with his own money. I did in the beginning. I mean, Mitch did start sending money to care for those pigs, and a little bit more than he had been sending. Uh, but like I say, the first time that I went over there was no feed there. There were pigs down. They were starving. The second time I went, I did take them to feed them. Uh, the third time I can't remember if the third time I actually took some feed. I did because Mitch wanted them to have grower. I didn't take a lot of feed the third time, and that sow that was down was still down, and so I fed her some starter, which is a little bit higher protein, higher fat, higher everything. It's a more nutritious feed than grower. And so I think the third time I went there, I actually took that sow some starter. And never mentioned it to Mitch and never charged him for it. Again, that's what you get when you try to be nice to people. Laloy Balaloy. Hello, Boss Brian. Hello to you as well, sir. Willard Pinson sounds good. Robert Bronson, cover the soil, bud. Keep sawdust on top, not mixed in the soil. Well, it'll eventually biodegrade and go into the soil. Mr. Freeze, that's actually pretty clever for the name. I thought so. I can be clever once in a while. Uh, not if you ask certain people from Australia, but um, I have a clever gene, I think. So anyway, I'm all caught up, guys. It's late. Jesus, it's 1:21 in the morning. Been on this 2.5 hours. I'm going to let everyone go, and I'm going to get some sleep. So thank you, everyone, for joining us on this live stream. It's always I love doing live streams. It's always a pleasure, and I enjoy them. So thank you, everyone, for joining us on this live stream. Those of you who are new and new to our channel, go over to the homepage for Farming in the Philippines. Hit that subscribe button. Check out the join button that's right next to it if that's something you might be interested in. All of you, wherever you're at, whatever time of the day or night it is, stay safe and enjoy. Thank you, everyone. On your way out, please hit that thumbs up button. Much appreciated. Thank you all. The farmer's going to go to bed. Bye-bye now.